Beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
For many people, watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood defined an important period in their lives. Maybe you were raising your kids or watching the show as a kid yourself. A new book launches today, and it's all about Mr. Rogers. Here to discuss The Good Neighbor, the life and work of Fred Rogers, is author and CEO of the Pittsburgh Foundation, Max King. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's start from the beginning. How did you end up on this journey to write the first full biography?
I was retiring from the Heinz endowments where I used to work, and I was kind of terrified about what I would do in retirement. And the chancellor of St. Vincent College asked me to come out and help run the Fred Rogers Center that they were just starting there, learning in children's media. So I agreed to do that, and I went out, and after a couple of months, I was meeting with him and Joanne Rogers, Fred's widow, and I asked them, why isn't there a biography of Fred Rogers? He's this iconic American figure that everybody knows, and there's no biography. And they said, Fred never wanted a biography done about him when he was alive. He said it should be about the children. He was modest. And I said, well, with all due respect, we're trying to raise millions of dollars to move this center forward. We have to have a biography.
To tell us about his legacy.
And to carry on his legacy,
right?
Exactly right. And so Joanne Rogers said yes, and then turned the tables on me and said, will you write it? And not understanding how much work it would be, I agreed. But I'm delighted to have done it. It's been a great journey.
So when did that journey begin?
About 8 years ago. It took me 7 years to write it. It's been at the publisher for about a year, almost a year now. So it was a long journey, but it's interesting because I only met Fred twice when he was alive, but I felt as if I've come to know him, understand him, be very close to him in a way that's been very beneficial for me as a person.
Well, so I read that, you wanted to find out about what made Fred Rogers who he was.
Yes.
What did you find along that way?
I found that he had a very great struggle in childhood. He was shy, he was sickly, he was introverted, he didn't have a lot of friends at school. He had a very difficult time, but his parents and his grandparents were so caring and wonderful and so intensely involved with him that they helped him through that period of time. And I think that's what shaped his interest in working with children, understanding what a difference these grown-ups made in his life. He wanted to do that for children later.
How important our role as adults are.
Very critical. Little children only learn from other people. They don't learn from machines. They don't learn in any other way. So grown-ups are the critical element in their life. And that's what he was trying to demonstrate, not just to the children who watched, but to their parents who he wanted to watch with the children.
Now, this is his true life story. So was there something when you were interviewing and researching a story that you found in particular that touched you deeply that you were excited to share?
Many, but I'll focus on one. When he was a little boy, he had a little toy piano. He loved to play it. Music was very important to him emotionally. And he asked his grandmother if she could get him a real piano. She thought, well, a real piano for this little boy wouldn't be that costly. So she got him a trolley ticket, sent him downtown to Steinway, which has a store downtown here. He played every piano in the house for 3 hours, and he picked out a piano that in today's dollars would cost $60,000. And he took the trolley home and he told his grandmother, and she gasped. But she said, I promised to get him a piano. This is what he picked out. I'm going to buy it for him. He had that piano the rest of his life. He took it with him to New York, to Toronto, back to Pittsburgh. He had it in the studio at WQED. He wrote 200 songs on that piano. He wrote 12 operas on that piano. It changed his life. So the grandmother trusted that it was the right thing to do, and it changed his life.
That's a great story to
Isn't
share.
it?
I'm glad you picked that one.
One of many in the book.
So the book launches today, and there's a party to celebrate it at the Heinz History Center tonight.
Yes, from 7 to 9 tonight at the Heinz History Center. Andy Masek, the president of the History Center, and I will do a colloquy about not just the book, but about Fred Rogers. There's a great Rogers exhibit at the History Center, and people who come will get access to the whole History Center before the event starts at 7, and then be a part of the book launch. And if they want, they can buy a book and I'll sign it.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
A pleasure. Thank you.
I'm excited to dig into it. And the big book launch of The Good Neighbor, the life and work of Fred Rogers, is tonight at the Heinz History Center. You can still get tickets, and we'll have a link with more details posted at kdka.com/PTL rather.